The last section we learned how to solve equations by substitution, and I would just watch this. I would not write this down. If I give you this right here, and you should at the bare minimum be able to answer this question. What I mean is, if I gave you 3x plus 2y equals, let's do this, 7, and y equals, let's see, is that what I want? Sure, that's what I want, I think. Yep, okay. We learned substitution, and at the bare minimum, we should be able to answer this. Why do you think we would use substitution on this particular problem? I mean, when do we use substitution?
Because we know what y is.
You know what y is. What is y?
Y is 4x minus.
How do you know that?
Because it says it right there.
And again, be careful. I always have at least one student say, well, I know what y is. Y is 7. That doesn't say y is 7.
No, it says 3x plus
It says all of this add together equals 7, okay? So, we know that y is 4x minus 3, so I could rewrite this top equation, but when we get to the what? When we get to the y, replace it with?
The marks and then
Well, replace, parentheses and put what in it?
4x minus.
So let's do that. I go 3x plus 2, oh, there's a y, parentheses 4x minus 3 equals 7. Then how can I clean that up a little bit?
Distribute 2. And
Distribute the 2. So you have 3x plus 2 times 4 is 8x. 2 times 3 is 6 equals 7. And then we have 3x and, shoot, I messed this up. Hang on a second. 1, 2, 4. I want this to be a nice number. I messed this up. Hang on. Nope, I wanted this. Let's make it 2. So I'm going to make that a 2. And that would make that a 4. Then I would add these together, and we have 11x minus 4 equals 7. Then what?
plus.
you must
No,
add
add
the
4. 11x equals 7 plus 4, which is 11. Then we divide by
1.
11.
X equals 11.
X equals 11 divided by 11, which is 1. Any questions on how to do a problem like that?
No.
It's not done, by the way.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, you still have to find
So
y.
find y. And how do I do that?
You just-
Substitute that into which equation?
Second one.
It has to be the second one?
No,
No.
it could be either.
Why'd you pick the second one?
Well,
It looks easier. So y equals 4x minus 2. And what do we now know?
X
X
equals
one.
Why don't we just plug in 1 at the beginning?
Because we didn't know.
We didn't know it. So y equals 4 times 1 minus 2. So y equals 4 minus 2, which is 2. So the answer would be 1, 2. And what is so
2-1.
special? Is it 2, 1 or 1, 2?
It's 2-1.
Why?
No, it's 1, 2, because X and Y. X equals 1 and Y equals 2.
All right.
So it's.
X comes first, just like the alphabet, okay? Now, what is so special about the point 1, 2? If I graph this and I graph that, what? What's so special about this point 1, 2? It crosses at the point 1, 2. There's nothing new there. That's all old stuff, okay? Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is a different way of solving systems of equations, but not with substitution. Again, why did you use substitution again, Isaac?
it was
Define what
You know what y was. You know y was 4x minus 2. Okay? You knew what y was, okay? Now, before I show you this other method, here's a very basic concept that everybody knows. I just want to make sure that you understand it because we're going to be using this throughout the entire section. If I told you that my age and Miss Adams are the same age, and we're actually not, we're just going to play pretend. We're really close to the same age. We're not the same age. She's actually a couple of years older than me, okay? But just pretend we're the same age. And I'm not going to tell you how old we are. It's not like I'm afraid to tell you. But you don't need to know how old we are, okay? But we're the same age. Just pretend we're the same age. Now, I don't know this, but I'm guessing they're pretty close in age. I'm going to say Mauer and Alana. Mauer and Alana.
Alright. No, you spelled it wrong.
M-A-U-R-R-E-R.
Yeah.
Okay. And Alana, did I spell Alana right? Okay. I'm guessing you're the same age. Maybe you might be off by a year. Okay, but let's just pretend you're the same age, okay? So, whatever their ages are, they're the same. And whatever their ages are, they're the same. If I was to add my age with Mauer's age, I'd get a number. If I was to add Ms. Adams' age with Alana's age, I would get a number. What could you say about those two numbers?
They're gonna be the same.
They're gonna, now, do you know what they're going to be?
No.
But they're gonna be the same, okay? They're gonna be the same. So again, I'm gonna throw other names up here. I'm gonna say Bob and Phil. They're the same age. I have no idea who they are. I'm just making these. There's two guys that are the same age, okay? It doesn't matter how old they are. And Carol and Sue are the
Carol
same
Baskin.
age, okay? Whatever. Now, am I saying all 4 of them are the same age? Is that what I'm saying?
No.
I'm saying they're the same age and they're the same age. Now, could they all be the same age? They could. We don't know them. But if I add Bob and Carol's age together and Phil and Sue's age together, whatever those numbers are, they're gonna be the same. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So what we're getting at, and what separates the left side from the right side?
The equal sign.
So we're saying if you add up the left side and you add up the right side, they equal each other. If I add up the left sides of equations and you add up the right sides, they equal each other, okay? That's a basic but incredibly important concept that you need to know for this section, okay? Now, we've already done a problem like this, and I'm about ready to show you, but you just did it in your head. And it took a while first. When I first started the last section, I gave you this question, and eventually some of you guys figured it out and you tried to do it in your head. I'm gonna show how to do it on paper though, because you're gonna get it to a point where you can't do it in your head. If I give you this right here, okay? You can't give me the answer to that, okay? And if you're sitting there going, I can, it's 6 plus 6. Yeah. How do you know it's not 10 plus 2 or 5 plus 7? Yeah, there's an infinite number of answers here, okay? Could 4 and 11 be an answer? 4 and 11? No, why?
Because it doesn't equal.
It doesn't add up to 12, okay? So I want two numbers that add up to 12, okay? And see if you guys can just do this in your head. But
Yeah.
subtract to get 4.
Huh?
Two numbers that add up to 12,
Two.
but when you subtract them, you get an answer of 4. Yes, sir. And?
No.
What'd you say?
8 and 4.
8 and 4. Why? Do they add up to 12?
Yeah.
They subtract to 4? Why isn't the answer 5 and 1? 5 minus 1 is 4.
Yeah, but it's
It
not
doesn't
five
add up
minus
to
one.
12.
Okay, how about, what's wrong with 6 and 6? Those add up to 12.
6
Add up to
minus
4
6
doesn't-
doesn't
Doesn't
equal
it? So
4.
the only answer is 8 and 4. Now, Ryan did it in his head. You didn't do it on paper, did you? Okay, he did it in his head. Good for him. Okay, and if you did it in your head, good for you. But I want you to be able to do them without doing them in your head, because very, very quickly, you're gonna get to the point where you cannot do them in your, I'm good at math. And we're gonna be doing some problems that I can't do in my head. There's no way, okay? They get too hard. So we're gonna use what I already showed you with those names that were up on the board. Let's add up the left-hand side and add up the right-hand side. Add up the left-hand side. What's x and another x?
X.
What's one x and another x?
2x.
Two x's. What's y and negative y?
2i.
Y and negative y.
Oh.
Negative 2y.
Why?
R.
What's 12 and negative 12 add up to?
0.
What's 8 and negative 8 add up to?
0.
What's y and negative y add up to?
0.
They cancel.
4.
Well, and we need two answers here. Okay? These cancel. Okay. Shh. Now we're not gonna move on until somebody says this. I'm looking for one word, okay? One very simple word. What number? What do you add together to make things go away? I mean, give me numbers that you add together. That,
Negative.
It's opposite.
the opposites.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh.
What's the opposite of positive y? Negative y. What am I gonna write over here?
Nothing.
I gotta write something here.
16.
Where'd you get 16 from?
Once.
What'd I do here? One word.
Adding.
Add, but why didn't I write anything there?
Because it's canceled.
They cancel, and then I added,
2x
okay?
equals 16.
So then what do?
So divided by 2.
You get x equals 16 divided by 2, which is 8. Are we done?
No.
No, you have to find
Oh, you
y.
have to find y.
Okay, so how are we gonna do that?
No.
Into which one, does it matter?
Doesn't matter.
I'm gonna use the top one. The top one has a little bit bigger numbers, but I would avoid negatives whenever possible, okay? So x is 8. So do I put the 8 in next to the x?
No.
No, it is x.
As x, okay? So 8 plus y is 12. And then we subtract 8, and we get y equals 12 minus 8, which is 4. So the answer is 8 and 4. Like, now, if you're sitting there going, and I'm not saying this is Ryan, but Ryan might be like, I can do it in my head. Good, he did it in his head. Very soon, he's not gonna be able to do them in his head. They're gonna be harder questions you cannot do, okay? Let me give you one that, right here, that might be a little bit tougher. How about this? 5x minus 3y, second plus 3y equals, what do I want here? 11.
21.
What do I want here? 6, 2, 4, -1. Okay. This is something called the elimination method. Before, it was the substitution method. We used substitution when we knew something. We knew what y was. Why do you think this is called the elimination method? What happened here when we added them up? Eliminated what?
The y.
The y's went away. We added them up and they're gone. What are we going to eliminate here?
The y's.
The x.
X.
The x's, why? She said it, be quiet. Shh, be quiet, be quiet. What? Okay, go ahead and say it now. It's okay, go ahead. What? They're opposites. When you add opposites, you get 0. Okay? She's okay. So what am I going to write down right here? Nothing. They cancel. 5x and negative 5x, they destroy each other. What am I going to write right here? 5y equals, where'd 10 come from?
Negative 1 minus 11.
Okay, we're not minusing, we're always what? Adding, we're taking 11 and adding negative 1, which is the same as subtracting, but I just think add. Always add, okay? Where'd 5y come from?
Plus
Three and
2
two.
plus 3.
Okay, now what do we do? What do we get? What's 2?
Why?
We done?
No.
No,
Gotta find x. I'm gonna use the top one. Why do you think I'm gonna use the top one?
Because
Is it wrong to use the bottom one?
No, it's just harder.
So, you're more likely to make mistakes. So I got 5x plus 3y is 11. What do we now know?
Why is 2?
Y is 2. So 5x, I'm gonna write 3 times 2. Some of you might have just written what though? 6, okay? 5x plus 6 equals 11. Now what?
Minus 6.
So 5x is 11 minus 6. Divide by 5, you get what?
1.
What's 1?
X.
So is the answer 2, 1?
No, it's X1.
If I graph these two lines, do they touch? Yeah, where?
One,
One,
two.
two.
Point 1, 2. Okay? Now, if you're sitting there going, that's it, that's not that bad, they get a little tougher. Okay? That goes with kind of baby steps. The first few questions will be easy, then it gets a little bit tougher. Okay? Now, I can't stress enough. Okay? I'm not going to name anybody by names. You guys know who you are. Some of you in this class, you just wait until the answer's done, and then you just write down the answer 1, 2. Then you write down the answer, and then you write down the answer. You gotta show your work, okay? The answer is pointless if you don't know how to do it, okay? Some of you learned the hard way on your last test, okay? Knowing the answer doesn't matter if you don't know how we get the answer, okay? So show your, and the reason why, true or false, the reason why I do every other problem with you guys is so you can get at least 50%. Is that the reason why I'm doing it, so you get at least 50%? No! I'm hoping that if I do every odd one with you, it'll help you when you do the even ones on your own, okay? I mean, yeah, I want you to get a good grade, but I want you to learn it. You learn the material, your grade takes care of itself, okay? All right, so let's actually start this assignment, okay? And it will get a little tougher, okay? All right, that was just a made-up problem. That wasn't actually one of the problems off the assignment. Okay, so we're on number 3, 5-3, number 3. Okay, so we have x plus 2y is 13. X plus 2y equals 13. And then they give us, and again, why can't we solve this right now?
There's 2 variables.
There's 2 variables, so we need 2 equations. If there were 3 variables, we need 3 equations, and we're not going to do those in this class. Negative x plus y is 5. Now, Alana's not going to talk this time, right? Okay. Think about what she said. She's not. She's going to sit quietly. What is going to cancel and why?
The opposites.
What's going to cancel? The x's or the y's?
Y.
These are opposites.
What's going to cancel? What's our opposites?
The X is
The x's are
opposites.
positive x, negative x. What's the opposite of 2y?
Negative 2.
And there's no negative 2y. The y's aren't going to cancel. The x's are going to cancel. When we what? One word. Add. We always add. Add, add, add. So what am I going to write down? What am I going to write down right here?
Nothing.
Nothing.
3y.
3y equals what? 13 and 5.
All right, so 18.
Okay, now what?
Thought that was 15.
Divide by 3. 18 divided by 3 is 6.
Six.
What's 6?
Y equals
Y.
6.
Okay, number 5.
You gotta find the
Very
X.
good.
Find X.
So which one do you want, the top or bottom one?
Top.
I would avoid negatives whenever possible. X plus 2y is 13. What do we now know?
One.
Y equals 6.
So plug in 6. So x plus, I'm going to write 2 times 6. Some of you might have just written what though? You might have just written what?
12.
Yeah. So x plus 12 is 13. Last thing we got to do? Subtract 12. So x is 13 minus 12, which is 1. And is the answer 6, 1 or 1, 6? And if you put down 6, 1 on a written test, let's be honest, do you know what you're doing if you put down the answer 6, 1?
Yes.
Yeah, is it right?
No.
No, but if you put 6, 1, that's a 5-point problem, I'd probably give you 4 out of the 5. When you do it on a computer, if you
No.
put 6, 1, it gives you
Nothing.
nothing. It's either all right or all wrong. Yes, sir.
Wasn't it 3y?
Well, we divided by 3, so the 3's cancel.
Yeah, but then you wrote the problem again, and it's 2y instead of 3y.
No, it was 2y at the beginning. At the very beginning, we plugged into this equation.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
the equation was combined then.
Oh, and I'm not making fun here, okay? It's important, I wanna make sure it's important here, and this may sound like I'm making fun of you, I'm not. I'm totally not, okay? I wanna make sure you guys understand. We said that y was 6, and I need to plug that in. Can I plug it in to y right here?
No.
I mean, I can, but why are we plugging stuff in for y? What are we trying to do?
Find
Find
x.
x. Why?
There's no x.
There's no x in it. If you wanna find out what x is, you need an equation, what?
With x.
That has an x in it. Hello? Huh? Okay, it's just after school? Okay. Mm-hmm, bye-bye. Shakira, your uncle's picking you up after school. Maybe he's not. Hello? Oh, okay, so you're right there. Milana, you need to go with us. Okay, anybody else gonna call?
You gotta call.
You hear what I said? Your uncle's picking you up.
You gotta call.
All right. Everybody at home got that? Shakira's getting picked up by her uncle, and Alana's being naughty.
Like usually.
Is she in trouble? I'd feel bad if she really is. Did she do
No,
something
I
wrong?
think
No,
she
she
is.
probably is in trouble.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that. She's not naughty, people at home. You guys don't watch these anyhow. Okay. Number 5.
It's not wrong.
I want somebody at home. I'm calling them out on it. You email me back and say, heck with you, KO, I'm watching these. So if they don't email me,
So
I
what
know
if
I'm
I-
right.
what if I
Video
email
proof.
you?
Video proof.
What if I email you?
No. Okay. Number 5. 5x plus 6y is 50. 5x, 6y equals 50. And x minus 6y equals something, negative 26. Now, even if you're struggling with this right now, at the bare minimum, you should be able to answer this, especially based on what Alana said several times.
Opposites.
What's going to cancel, the x's or the y's?
The y.
The y's, because like Connor
Negative
said,
six.
they're opposites. So what am I going to write down?
5.
What number is right
6x.
here? There's a 1 there. 6x. How many y's are we going to write down?
0.
0.
Equals.
24.
How'd you get that? Don't say minus.
No. 50 plus negative 26.
Good. Is it wrong to say minus 26? No, but I want to think.
Yeah.
What I don't want is some people to do this. They add over here and they subtract over there. Okay. All
I
right.
probably would say that.
Divide by 6. What's 4?
X.
Okay, x equals 4. Okay.
Don't you skip it, we have to find a way.
I didn't say we're moving on yet, but thank
I was
you.
just making sure.
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
Don't get any ideas.
Okay, so let's use the top equation. 5x plus 6y equals 50. Now what?
Plug in
5y.
4 for X.
The 5. 5.
No,
Right.
we gotta use what we just found out. X is 4.
So you gotta plug
so
in
plug in 4.
whatever X is.
So I'm gonna write 5 times 4. Some of you might have just written what?
20.
20. I don't care if you skip a step like that, that's okay. But I will tell you this, I don't care who you are, the more steps you skip, the more likely what?
You're gonna
You're gonna make a
fail.
mistake, you're gonna make a
Done.
mistake. Okay, so just be careful, don't skip too many steps. So 20 plus 6y is 50,
Minus 20 to the.
minus the 20 from each side.
Divided by 6.
Slow down, 6y equals 50 minus 20, which is 30.
36.
Divide by 6 and you get, what's 5? So the answer is 4, 5. So do these lines cross?
Yes.
Where?
Yes.
4, 5. Okay.
Yeah, that's some really weird stretches.
Okay, we're gonna do this.
Right.
How many questions are in this here?
Only like, I don't know, 14 or something like that. Let me
Only
check.
4.
Let me check.
Jeez, I thought it was like 20.
16.
Oh.
16. Okay, here's what we're gonna do, okay? This is the last question I'm gonna do with you guys. Does that mean that the rest of the hour is free? No.
No.
Here's what I want, and I expect this, okay? We're only gonna do 3 questions today. I'm only gonna do 3. So when I'm all done here, guess what I want you guys to do?
Do
Work
it
on
right.
Go
So
back and do the
actually
3
do
that we've
that.
skipped,
And
okay?
not do the rest.
Because they're gonna get, huh?
And not do the rest.
Not do the rest. I wouldn't,
Yeah,
because there's
wait,
things we haven't
really?
talked about
Only
yet.
2 hours.
Let's try number 7 here. So we have negative 3x minus 5y equals negative 7, and equals 14. Negative 4 plus 5.
X.
Yep, negative 4x plus 5y equals 14.
But there's negatives.
rid of
Wait,
the
no, go to the bottom.
Oh, you'll do Y.
What do you mean?
Let's do bottom one first.
What do you mean to do y? What do you mean?
We gotta get rid of Y.
I want to hear a specific word. What do you mean you're going to do the y?
Opposites.
Opposite.
I just said that.
You
Opposite.
got a pianist right here.
What? Oh, wait.
You're gonna cancel.
You're going to cancel out the y's. Okay?
No,
It is
pianist,
not
like
right.
a piano player.
Yeah.
He's just going like this on his
Yeah.
fingers.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's add these up. How many x's are we going to have?
Negative
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 7.
7x. How many y?
Plus Y. No, 0.
Do I put a,
Nothing,
do I put a y?
nothing.
Because if I put a y, that's how many y's?
One.
1. And how many are there?
None.
None. Don't put anything.
So,
Equals,
7.
where'd you get 7 from?
Negative 7.
7 plus,
Plus-
negative 7 plus 14.
Okay.
I'm trying to say that.
Now what?
negative 7. No, divide by
Divide
negative 7.
negative 7.
Negative 7.
X equals negative 1.
Ooh, feel the game.
Okay.
Blood flow.
And before Connor yells at me, we're not done.
No.
Y.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, we can't avoid, I'm gonna use the second one because there's less negatives.
That's what I
okay?
was about to say.
So negative 4x plus 5y is 14. But what do we now know?
That X is.
Negative
Then x is negative 1, and you can plug negative 1 in for x, therefore
So-
getting y.
So I wrote down negative 4 times negative 1. Some of you might have just written what?
Positive 4.
Positive 4. So 4 plus 5y is 14.
Subtract 14?
Not
Or
14.
subtract 5.
Not 5.
Subtract 4.
Subtract 4.
Dude.
10.
Why don't we get rid of the 5 first?
Because it's
We need
with
to get Y by itself.
Why do we get rid of 4? Why do we get rid of 4 first?
Because it's,
Just
because
in the
we gotta
way.
get Y by itself.
Okay. And Melania, don't answer it, okay? I know she knows it. Come on, I want to hear, you guys need to hear this. I've said this 1,000 times. Why, if there's 2 numbers to get rid of, why do we get rid of 4 first? You answer it in 2 words.
Because it ain't got
It's-
a value with it.
No variable.
Farther
Farther
away.
away from the-
Come on, guys, I've said that 1,000 times this
Farther
year.
away from the wall.
Literally, the
Y
5
is
sitting next to
2.
it, 4 is farther away. Okay, so we do that, we're left with 5y equals what?
10.
14 minus 4 is 10. Divide by 5, and we get, and is the answer negative 1, 2?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is, xy. Okay.
Awesome.
So here's the deal, we're gonna alter this a little bit here, okay? When you're working on these, I want you in your assigned seats. When you guys all sit in the corner, nothing gets done. You're not kidding anybody here, nothing gets done. So until you get these 3, you need to be in your assigned seats until you get these problems done, which means I want you guys to work on, we did numbers 3, 5, and 7. I want you to work on 4, 6, and 8. You should be able to get 4, 6, and 8 done, okay? Stay in your assigned seats until they're all done.
Seems easy, though.
Yep. 4, 6, and 8 are no different than 3, 5, and 7.
I don't move the mouse on anything.
Yeah, I'll write you fast.